Yo, what's going on, people? This is your boy Super Mario, Joint Chief Styles Productions representative, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what we got going on right now is just go into depth the tracks on the Front Row Vision instrumental mixtape, second installment for Joint Chief Styles Production, for as showcasing beats or whatnot. And they're always available for purchase. You know what I'm saying? Just hit us up. You know, our contact information is all over the place. If you look us up in the right places, such as the website, which is JCS Productions with a Z. Drop that S with a Z.com. So JCS Productions with a Z.com. Or you can follow me on Twitter, Super Mario _JCS. Or follow me on Instagram as Super Mario _ producer. Now that super is not with an ER. It's a SUPAMARIO. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is right there. You can find all our information, email, phone number, and other contact information as well. Just hit us up and whatnot. But yeah, so basically, you know, without all the chitter chatter and stuff like that, want to get straight into this. This whole tutorial deal is going to be part of a little documentary deals and whatnot. So we just kind of want to just stockpile everything together. So without further ado, you know what I'm saying, let's get up in here. Shout out to everybody I know too many people, so if you feel offended and I ain't shout you out, I'm sorry, I just told you shout out. So let's get up in here. All right, so what we're looking at right now is the intro, front row vision. And it's not too much going on. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep things simple as possible. I was told once before my production is a little bit too more complex and a lot more instruments than what it should be. But I mean, if that's what I'm feeling, that's what I'm feeling. And you know what I'm saying? You have to, I'm all about filling up the sound spectrum, the whole stereo spectrum. From everything from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, whatnot. And as you see, this is the whole arrangement right here. And Ableton Live. Love this program. But let's see what I want to break down first. Let's break down the drums. A lot of people say, oh, I like to start with drums. So let's start with drums. Drums was done in two instances. Acoustic hi-hats via Contact Library. You know what I'm saying? I can't get a drummer, or I can't get what they call those things, those virtual drum sets. So I use Contact. Contact has some really good libraries when it comes to drums, acoustic drums is concerned, or whatnot. So to break down all the drums, or whatever the case may be, I use Drum Rack. I don't use anything fancy smashy. I used to use, you know, what that is, F Expansion, Geist, and Battery, but what I noticed about those programs is the effects that comes with those programs are subpar, and it really wasn't giving me that edge that I needed, and whatnot. And it was just a waste of processing power and RAM. So I just use what the program give you, and it's actually a nice setup that Ableton Live has as far as Drum Rack. Now with the kicks, you know what I'm saying, I use 7 total electronic drum samples, as you want to call it. But I use 3 kicks, 2 snares, and 2 claps for as percussion is concerned. The 3 kicks are same type of kick, but in different tones. Here's the first one, second one, third one. So the snare is you know what I'm saying, using sends and returns. You know what I'm saying, I used it on a delay. And you know what I'm saying, that delay has a compressor in front of it to make the delays a little bit more thick. If you just turn that compressor off and just have the delay itself, that delay is not a little bit more prominent in the mix. So alright, cool. So the snare, that was used with sends and returns to a reverb. The reverb, I used out of a live again. Just used a setting. Kind of took off some of the high end on the reverb just to give it that old spooky sound to it or whatnot. And the claps are just dry claps. And if you listen to the beat, you know what I'm saying, you'll understand why I use these and just keep it dry. Wanted to have a upfront sound to that. The acoustic hi-hats had some processing going on. Use this little plug-in that's specifically built for live. It's called the transistor channel strip. Little live pack I got off of minimalsystem.com website. And EQ'd the hi-hats. And the contact library I use is Analog Drums monotone library. It has kind of a Motown niche sound to it. Drums are real dirty, old schoolish. Sound like you're in the 50s, man, when you use this drum kit. Just to get a sound of how these drums, just to get a feel of how these drums sound, this is pretty much what it is. So it sounds like the whole mic setup is, 50 feet away. It literally sounds like the mics are, everything is mic'd very distant, but it gives you the sound was just perfect for the whole production or whatnot. Not only used the hi-hats in this case. So, did a little tweaking in here to get what I wanted out of it, and, did the process, and you put these two together, and this is what you're going to get, right? Let's just solo the drums. Alright, so right there, I think I was using some overhead drums with that, and what I mean by that is the overheads is rides and the cymbals and stuff like that. Now, if you play it right here, you notice I just used only the hi-hats. You know what I'm saying? So in the verses, just to keep that rhythm going, I use the hi-hats, and then just to make everything ride in the verse, in the hook, I switched over and used the overhead. So just to see the transition on the drums, I'm gonna play it right here to here. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how it roll, you know what I'm saying? When you're using acoustic instruments, especially drums with live with, sampled or electronic drums, you want to make sure that everything sound like it's a drummer actually there. Even though it's not real drummer characteristics, you want to have that impression, you want to have that impression, that feeling, or whatnot, especially on a production like this that's real cinematic, real, eerie and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. So that's pretty much it for the drums right there on solo everything. And let's talk about the strings. Now, the strings that I used were out of contact, and I had to do a little processing with these to get them right or whatnot, but the strings was 3 instances of strings I used in the contact library, and it was just eating up a lot of processing and memory power. So I had to record them, do a little audio record, and get them in audio clips or whatnot to use them in this production. But all the strings are just cinematic strings, and I did some processing using the Jack Joseph Puig Waves plugin. Did some tweaks on the high strings. Same thing on the low strings. Did some tweaks there. This is the low string right here. I did some tweaks on this one. Only thing I did different on the low strings is I used Waves Max Bass. Okay, now a little bit about this deal when you're using it with low frequency instruments. The key to using this plugin, to try to tell people, is find the fundamental low frequency on your instrument. So with this instrument, if we was to play it right here, I use that max bass to really fill out the bottom end on the fundamental frequency. And what you mean by filling out on the fundamental frequency is it really fills up the bottom psychoacoustically. And what I mean by that is, to the human ear, it's going to sound like it has low end, but when you put it back in the real world on real world speakers, you know what I'm saying, that low end is just going to sound a little bit small. It's not going to sound like it's filling up the whole cone of whatever speaker you're playing back on. So psychoacoustically, this is what this plugin does. And that's, in my opinion, my theory. I know they got tons of seasoned engineers right there and they have their own opinion. This is just what I know and what I've been working on or whatnot. And I do have a degree in audio engineering. For anybody out there and say, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I got a plaque on the wall for it. But this is what this plugin does. You know what I'm saying? It fills up the bottom end psychoacoustically. You're not gonna hear that much difference if you A/B it. I.e., here we go right here. You hear how full it is? Sound like it's got a lot of bottom. Let's turn off this plugin. You hear that bottom disappear just faintly. That's your ears psychoacoustically not hearing those fundamental frequencies that they need to hear. So pretty much what this plugin does, it brings out frequencies that the human ear is not audibly hearing. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much what I did differently on the low string. On the middle string, I didn't do too much of anything. No processing on that. It was what it was, the middle string. It filled in perfectly with the low and the high string. I really didn't want to over process these string sounds or whatnot. I'm trying to back off of putting a plug-in on everything. I wanted everything to be up front with a lot of dynamics, and that's what these strings was serving the purpose of, or whatever case may be. So to hit all the three strings together, this is what it sounds like. So basically that's what it is. Everything is just looped back on that part right there. All right, the next thing we're gonna take a look into is the piano. Piano was also done on, I believe I used the Blue piano made by Native Instruments. I think that thing is called the Little Blue or the Big Blue, whatever case may be. But I wanted an eerie piano sound to give it that feel or whatnot, so I had to play around with that. But also what I did was I used the EQ in a interesting way, and I wanted to share that, guys, with y'all as well. And always, saying to make pianos the way they sound and make them sound real airy and big, and just give it that piano characteristic. A good compressor is always good to use. This compressor that you see, Abbey Road's compressor, I got that. It's a live pack I got again from minimalsystems.com or whatnot. It's real good. Sounds like the real deal. Never heard the real deal, but it has a good damn effect to it. But with it being said, I wanted to have an old 50s vibe to it, an old 70s vibe to the piano, real compressed. I wanted to be real scary. So what I did with this EQ though, I used automation on the frequency and the gain. And pretty much what I did was I took my mouse cursor and moved the dots around. And just to give you a visual representation of what happened and to hear what happened, check it out. Now that's the automation. I just took the high shelf and I just just automated that and worked out in my advantage. And you can see I'm compressing the shit out of this piano. See how puny it sounds? And that compressor just brings out all those nuances, those small nuances in the piano itself, or whatever the case may be. Moving on to the next deal on this track right here is another type of key instance. another key instance on this track, and this was done with this plugin called Votox, plugin contact library, excuse me, called Votox. It had a real eerie vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Very eerie. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, that's scary right there. I gotta use that. So just to solo that, you know what I'm saying, I played out a little pattern on that. And pretty much I used the waves. When I was mixing this, I used the Waves S1 stereo imager to move some things around with the stereo deal. You know what I'm saying? What I did, pretty much what this does is it can also have a good effect and widen things and move things and whatnot. Sometimes when you play certain when you play certain instruments, or the sound source of the instrument itself, you know, it might just be the sample is just too far left or too far right. Well, with this deal right here, you can even up or you can move things to the left or the right. It's pretty much you just taking the main sound source and you just trying to fit it in place to where you want it. Basically, in layman's term, that's how this plugin is perceived to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying, how I use it. And if you was to listen to the actual track, and that's what we're gonna do. If you was to take this off, listen to where the piano is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the sound is perceived into the left. Now check it out with this plugin. Spreads it out a little bit. I wanted the emphasis to be more in my left ear of the fundamental frequency of this piano. Now the reason why I chose to put another eerie piano in here is to blend with this. Up right here. Remember that piano I was showing y'all with the EQ? Blends in with this one. Now those two pianos sound like it's one person playing the same piano. And what I did with this this contact, that eerie one that I was showing y'all, I took this Waves plugin, I moved that, and I kind of shifted the stereo image to the left a little bit. That way, when you play these two piano parts together, it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, someone's right there. He's playing the high part on the left side, and then he's playing the in the other part, you know what I'm saying, the other low part on the right side. That's if you're the person in the audience looking at the piano person, you know what I'm saying, that's actually playing. It's just like I said, you know what I'm saying, it's from an audience perspective versus from the piano perspective. Because if you play on the left side, it's gonna be your low side. Your high side is gonna be your the right side is gonna be your high side of the piano, as far as frequencies are concerned or tone is concerned. So I did it from an audience perspective on that part right there, achieving that. The next instrumental deal we got in here is, what is this one right here? Let's check it out. Solo this right here, and just some random synth sound from I don't even know what the hell is this. I don't know. I have so many contact libraries. I literally have, I think, 675 gigabytes of contact library sounds. Something I was just searching through and it fit the bill. So, and that's used in the hook to give more vibrant to that eerie psychoacoustic type of sound, you know what I'm saying? And you was to blend those with the piano sounds. This is exactly what you get. You know what I'm saying? So just to give it that blend, you know what I'm saying? It's all about layers. Layers and then different patterns to make that layer sound like it's a layer. It's very complex, but the more you do it, the more it makes sense. The next thing I did was use some action strings. I love this library right here. It's real, it's so cinematic. This is another library called Action Strings, and what I did was I played it in a low shelf. A low octave. I'm gonna turn the chord machine off, and I'm gonna explain that. Okay. Again, I used the string, this plugin from Waves, Jack Joseph Puig. Excuse me. Use the low string setting, and then I just used setting one of the patterns that they have on here, and let me see if I can bring it. Yeah, here we go. Just use the basic combination 1 pattern, and I think it was in this octave right here. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? It was in this octave. Let's play it. You can see it. It's playing 8 notes on the contact deal, and it's just playing this loop. If you're a band nerd like I used to be, as you can see on the 8th notes, CO right here, there's a little line right here. You can see the accents on the first. On the downbeat of the 8th notes, so it's bum 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 bum, and that's the kind of feeling I wanted. I wanted to be something like Jaws, something about to come and attack you. Now to get the low, or I think the high sound of it, the high tone or the high frequencies or the next octave up for my people that don't that know what I'm talking about. I use this thing called chord. It's a MIDI effect in live, and instead of re-recording everything and playing it in a higher octave, you just get this bad boy, turn that bad boy on, put it up to the 12th semitone, which is a full octave, and you can adjust the tonnage of it, the velocity of it. For not the tonnage. You can adjust the velocity of it, how hard you want that high octave to hit. And what it does, it mirrors what your MIDI information you recorded previously. It mirrors that, and you can adjust it by semitones. Check this out. Now it sounded like I recorded it 2 times, but I only did 1 octave. And let's turn it off. Has to kick in, but you hear the difference and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool right there. I had fun playing around with that. Last but not least, I used a guitar sound just to for the hook and just give it that feel. This was the last boy right here, and this is Contact Library from the infamous Studio Linked VST sound libraries that they have. Awesome libraries for urban production. But this is their library, modern guitars, and I have to tell you, this if you want some guitars and your urban stuff, you got to grab this one. Really fit the bill for the patch that I chose. In the hook, you can hear. I played it, in an eerie way. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end, I did a little solo deal. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the solo. I did the solo in the beginning. But pretty much that's just what it is. Played around with the pitch bend. You know what I'm saying? That was just the intro right there. So just to combine everything, I'm just going to play back the whole track or whatnot. And, it was real fun making this track. Really wanted something real airy. This whole mixtape was about, this whole mixtape was about, it being cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Front row vision. I wanted you to have a vision. I want you to sit down and open your mind up when you listen to these tracks. A lot of people just get caught up in these trap beats or whatnot and just making hip hop beats. Ain't nothing wrong with them, because I make them too. But at the same time, a lot of people just come up with a hook. You know what I'm saying? Just easy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the shit is hot. But I think, you know what I'm saying, a lot of lyricists lost focus on how to actually sit down and write a song. And so this is what this mixtape is all about. You know what I'm saying? You have a producer. I'm going to challenge you as an artist. I'm going to challenge you as a lyricist to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? Sit down, actually get out a pen and paper, start writing something. So this is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, the opening of, you know what I'm saying, of the mixtape, and really setting the tone for the mixtape. Is like, look, you know what I'm saying, this music ain't something you just gonna come up with a hook, you know what I'm saying, in less than a minute, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, that's this is the tone right here. I wanted to make sure that you got your attention, the cinematic feel. We coming to get you. We coming to capture your imagination and your attention. So I'm just gonna play the whole track back. Thank y'all for watching. I know it's a long video, but hey, you know what I'm saying, I like y'all people to be informative. Hit the subscribe button, CoxBeats08. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to change that to Super Mario, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all watch out for the mixtape release. It's coming real soon, so holla at your boy. This is your boy Super Mario. Check out you know what I'm saying, the website www.jcsproductions, drop the S, replace that with a Z.com. This is your boy. We signing out.
You're only gonna get a little bit of it because you're not gonna hit a whole song. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, appreciate y'all. Let's go.